Let me go to Elliot, our first time caller out of Minnesota. Elliot, you are on the air.
It is so, first and foremost, it is so good to hear from you, sir. Oh my goodness, I've been a big fan of you and your show.
Amazing, thank you.
Yes, sir. And first of all, I just wanted to say, I'm calling all the way from St. Paul, Minnesota, if you could believe it.
That's amazing.
Yes. So the question, because first of all, I just wanted to let you know, like you, I am a fellow conservative of color, man.
Are you
and
black?
Let me tell you something. Yes, I am.
You black? What you doing in Minnesota?
Your guess is as good as mine.
They have black people up there?
Well, I mean, we produced Prince, didn't we?
You did what?
Well, we gave the world Prince, didn't we? I mean, yeah.
That's right. And George Floyd is from there too, right?
Yeah, Well, because I have to say, Jesse, ever since seeing your YouTube clips, I mean, like you have become one of my personal heroes. Like you, Byron Donalds, Wesley Hunt. I can name so many. I can name so many fellow, black conservative men. So yes, so to get on with it, the question I have is I'm an outlier. I'm actually an outlier in my family. So I'm the only one that's like actually conservative. Everybody else in my family is left leaning, or at least
right. It's like that in most of the black families. You're right about that.
Yes, sir. It is, and you know what? Like in spite of all that, I love my family as well.
Yeah.
I presume many people do, and I've always been a proud patriotic American, and only in the last few years I've been able to openly express that. I think in a sense I'm kind of coming out of my shell.
Why were you afraid to say that before?
Well, I mean, I think what it is cultural conditioning.
Meaning what?
And like the stuff I kind of grew up with. I grew up thinking that black folks ought to vote this way because that's all I've ever known for so long.
Okay. Are you is your family Somalia or American black?
Well, American black. Although we have West Indian roots, I'll tell you that.
Oh, okay.
My family, I'm the son of a naturalized citizens.
So how do your family treat you now, and how do you deal with it now that you're more open about being conservative?
Well, I mean, it's one and all the same. I mean, they don't love me any less.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but and I think what it is like, but this issue for me, it more pertains to like since I live up here in Minnesota, so I'm in the Twin Cities. I'm in the capital city, so I am like in a sense like you could say I'm a red snapper in a sea of bluefish.
What no? So you are right. How are you doing now?
Well, I think I'm doing a lot better. So I think the question I have is,
yeah.
Do you think down the line? Do you think black conservatives would ever get the respect they deserve?
Black conservatives get the respect from whom?
Well, just in general, just because like a lot of the world really doesn't seem to take us seriously at all.
And what type of respect does black conservatives deserve?
Well, I mean, just basic human respect. Like we're treated we're just treated like an anomaly just because we vote a certain we dare to vote a certain way the way we feel is best for ourselves.
So because of time, what type of respect do black conservatives deserve? I don't understand that.
Well, yeah. Let me just clarify. I just what I'm trying to say is like I don't want to be treated like I'm some kind of self-hater or something like that.
Why not?
Because I always get.
Why
Well, I
does it
mean,
matter to you, or why do you give it any thought as to how someone treat you? Why do you need to be treated any kind of way at all? Any
well,
type of way?
well, I wish I could answer that question. To be honest here, because I felt like I think at its core, I think I let other people's opinions define who I am
Yeah.
for a very long time.
So why do you need to be treated any type of way at all? Why does it matter? Why do you give it any thought as to how you're being treated by others?
I mean, I guess you could say I think I let my for the last couple of years I think it's the frustration. I let my emotions get the better of me.
So why don't you
And
overcome them?
well, I've been trying to, but
By doing what? How are you trying to overcome emotion? It was just my.
yeah, because I
Why are
mean,
you? Why are you? Why don't you let all emotions go so you can be free?
yeah, because I mean, I guess I was doing it on my own. I guess I was. You could say, in a biblical sense, I was leaning more on my own understanding rather than trusting God with all my heart.
So why
Proverbs
don't
3 verse 5.
now that you
Here.
know that, why don't you drop all emotions and trust God?
Well, maybe it's my perhaps it's my pride. I struggle. Jesse, I struggle with a lot of pride.
And what
I
is?
mean, you
Give
just
me an example of your pride.
well, one. I mean, like for example, whenever it comes to my girlfriend and I, at the very beginning, when we started dating, I'll tell you this. I had, I had, I had trouble maybe listening to her because I felt like I was just just feeling that as though there was nothing wrong with me. It's like because she's I felt I felt at times like she was being too much just for expressing her basic needs, her emotions. It's and I don't know. It's just like my pride was telling me that you you're on the one hand it's like you're perfect, you're fine as you are, and then on the other hand, like I don't know if I told you, but I do struggle with self-worth, as it pertains to that.
What does that mean,
It's
self worth? How much do you worth now?
what worth? Yeah, because because
What
I
is
think
self worth?
well, well, yeah. Let me, for a long time I've called it self-worth, but then I realized, I'm beginning to realize is that of what to recognize in whom my worth lies. It's rather than just placing it on meaningless things, but placing it on meaningless merit.
So let me ask. So you get with this? You still dating this girl?
What's that?
Your girlfriend? You still with her?
Yes, I am.
So you got with her, and then at first it sounded like, and if I'm reading it wrong, you can correct me, of course. It sounded like you didn't want to hear all her problems, and then
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
what happened?
Well, then I begin. But then we've been she and I what we do is we've been going to church together. Even then we've been going to each other's church homes. Because she too is also a believer like I am. And it's caused me just to discover for myself, since I've been slowly getting back into the word, because I'll tell you, Jesse. I just forgive me if I sound like I'm all over the place.
So
But,
now, do you listen to her emotions?
Yes, I do.
And why?
Yeah. Because I think like what you were saying is like just gradually beginning to let go and let God.
Does she
Like,
listen
which
to
is-
your emotions?
Yes.
And why would you tell her your emotions? Why would you let her know your weakness?
Oh. Yeah, I mean that to be honest, that even now it's like I mean just to show her. I mean, like in my own mind, it's like to show her that I care.
Care about what? How that showing her you care? You showing her your weakness, your emotions. How that showing her you care?
Just leave the keys in the car and you go. Yeah, because I mean, yeah, I never saw it like that. Well, I never saw it like that.
Like what?
Like just showing my emotions, like showing that my weakness, so just showing that
So just think about this. You got a girlfriend who show you her weakness, her emotions, and she got a boyfriend that shows her his emotions. How you going to help her if you're emotional too? How you going to bring her out of her hell or show her how to leave the hell if you're in hell with her?
Oh, wait. Oh, that if you meant it like that. Oh, if you meant it like that. Okay, yeah. Because I just, if it helps, if it does help some,
It doesn't help at all. She hates you for your weakness. A man should never, ever, for any reason, show a woman his weakness. Women can't handle that. They hate weak men. And they would say, oh, you should cry in front of me. You should do this. And when you do it, they judge you for the rest of your life. Because women have to look up to men. There's nothing to look up to if you're just like her. Because of time, why don't you forgive your mother so you can overcome that?
Yeah, it's quite profound, Jesse, and I really hadn't thought of it like that.
Speak up.
Well, I've never thought of it that way.
How old are you?
Well, I'm 32.
How will you overcome the spirit of the woman if you don't forgive your mother? Because you become like your mother. She has recreated you in her image, so you think and feel and act like a woman. You act like your mother. That's why God said you must be born again. All men and women must be born of the Father. Right now, you're of your mother.
Mm.
An emotional man is a woman.
Mm. So your advice is don't be emotional at all.
An emotional man is a female. He act and think just like a woman. He feel good, then he feel bad. He feel angry, then he feel happiness. He feel and think like a woman. He's not himself. That's why he must be born of the Father. You're not born of the Father. You're of your mother still. She has recreated you in her image, turn you away from your father. Now you identify with the female spirit, and the woman you with is your mother. You don't even know how to handle her because she's the mother, you're the boy. You got to forgive your mother for what she's done to you. And don't ask her for forgiveness. Mother, I am sorry. Once you see that you have this anger toward her, she irritates you or whatever, or she spoils you. Mother, I'm sorry for resenting you. You recreated me in your image. I know now you can help it. and God will forgive you. And even if she blame your daddy or she blame you or whatever, let her say what she want. God will forgive you. He would take away the spirit, the mindset, the emotions, the thinking of the female, and will give you his thinking.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to forgive your mother. You're just like your mama, man. What the?
Mm. I mean, just so many parts about myself that I didn't, I didn't even think twice of
Right.
until now.
That's why you got to get to know yourself. God said to know thyself. The beginning of freedom is to know thyself. Most people don't know themselves, so they have no idea what's really happening inside of them. They don't know that they are not themselves. They're everything but who they are. They have many identities, and none of those identities belong to them. That's not who they are. You're not your thoughts. You're not your emotions. You're not your body. You're none of those things. You're not your job. You're not this. You're not that. You're not your name. You're none of that stuff. You're neither black nor white or anything. But because of time, though, Ella, you got to start working on yourself. Forgive your mother and forgive your father for not protecting you from your mother. He didn't know how to deal with her. He made a baby. Is he married to your mother?
Yes.
He made a baby with the woman that he hated, his mother. And you're doing the same thing with this woman you were. You are dating your mother.
Mm. Mm.
A man that should not have psychological, emotional fear. Fear is not from God.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
But you don't know that because you have fear.
Mm. Mm. It feels like all this fear is just it just has been uncovered, and I didn't even realize it was there.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's why you got to know yourself. You'd be surprised what you're going to find.
Right. Mm. Well, Jesse, I truly thank you.
Well, start working on yourself. You got to see this stuff. Forgive your mother. God will forgive you and draw you into perfect peace within. The kingdom of heaven is in you. But you don't know that because you're living from without and not from within.
Mm.
You go to church, but that ain't doing you no good. It's just building your ego. You're learning about the Bible. You're learning about God, but you're not knowing God. Knowing about God is not knowing God.
Mm.
Ideas about God are just ideas about God. That don't mean you know God. But anyway, because of time, I want to encourage you to do the silent prayer, rebuildingaman.com/silent prayer. Forgive your mother for turning you away from your father, impose her will on you. Forgive your father for not protecting you. I'm telling you, your whole world will open up. The old you will start to die, and the new you will come about.
Mm.
All right?
All right. I'll give it I'll give it a shot, Jesse.
You still can do your little hooping and hollering prayer. Oh, Lord, oh, my mama. Lord, Jesus, save me. Oh, God. And when you're done playing with the devil, be still and know God. Do the silent prayer. Rebuildingaman.com/silent prayer, all right?
Okay.
Let me know how it goes.
Thank you, Jesse. Yeah, thank you, Jesse.
You're welcome, buddy.
All right, bye.
Bye.